With great power comes great headaches, okay?
We're in a deep panic.
Please kill me.
I think that it's a big change this season.
Oh, what's gonna happen now? Oh, here comes the chaos.
What have we created here?
Best in the biz. Everyone is so great.
Well, it's really tough when you're the only employee. Don't nobody call you.
Brad's learned some things.
No more Mr. Nice Guy. Go ahead and cuff me.
Okay, so Jesse, I'm going to start with you because I just watched the first couple episodes of the new season, and Joe is still one of the most sweetly sinister characters on television right now. But I got to imagine she's the most fun to play. What do you think makes her such a special character for fans of the show? And are you yourself still being surprised by the things she does and says?
Yes, I think that's my favorite thing about the character, actually, is you never really know what to expect. And every time she walks into a room, you're like, oh, what's going to happen now? Oh, here comes the chaos. So that's something I revel in, and I'm so grateful I get to do. And I forgot the other part of your question.
Are you? Yeah, are you surprised when I guess you don't know what to expect when you're reading the scripts?
I don't know what to expect, but when we go to shoot it, I know what to expect. But yeah, it's a joy. Like I always get thrown a curveball, and that's my favorite thing. The harder or more challenging it is, the better a day it's going to be for me at work.
Now, without spoiling too much, Brad is obviously now back in the picture after spending some time in prison. We're not sure if he's a better man for it or not. But of course, Joe is working for David again. Is there going to be a sort of workplace triangle of some kind?
I doubt that triangle is ever going to fully dissolve. It's fun because there's no sexual tension at all between the three of us, character or otherwise. And so I kind of love that this show toys with the idea of an ex workplace partner. So yes, there's a few moments where we kind of you smell an echo of that. We keep playing with it, but this season Joe's pretty devoted to her job as David's assistant.
Ashley, you've been a part of the writing staff for Mythic Quest, but I believe you've also directed an episode this season, which I think is your first. And what was putting that hat on like?
It was awesome. It was such a joy. I can't sing the praises of our crew and our cast enough. It's just the best in the biz. Everyone is so great, so supportive. It was so great working directly with our DP, Mike Berlucci. He's incredible, and he's so kind and supportive. And our cast is amazing. So getting to direct them was really fun. And I just felt really empowered to succeed, to do a good job. It felt like everyone was rooting for us being the other actor, Danny and David also directed. And I feel like people just wanted us to have fun and do a good job. And yeah, I absolutely loved it. And I hope I get to do it again.
We'll get you in the programming school.
Local. MQ will pay for it.
I think I gotta go to Berkeley.
Yeah, that's impossible.
And Naomi, Carol has always been this character who's been this intriguing figure on the sidelines who just seems to be at her limit with these people. But now she's going to have a much more expanded role, which is really cool. What can you tell us what can we expect from Carol this season?
With great power comes great headaches, okay? That's how I would describe Carol's journey. She is getting, pay increase, title bumps, but it's not just a title bump. It comes with new responsibility, and she got to deal with all these people because they're still crazy. Okay, they're still the problem, but she has got to work within it, and it's even harder.
And what is the dynamic between Brad and Carol going to be?
I really do feel as though Brad is the devil, and Carol also knows that he is smart. He is cunning, right? This is a businessman. And that has never been something Carol aspired to be. And suddenly she is. And so she's got to bring in, if we're going to go dark.
Might as well.
We're going to go
there. Oh, just tear it all down.
See, Carol, these kind of meetings did not happen when I worked here.
We had this exact meeting.
Carol, if I may.
You may not.
So let's just get right into it. I'm curious about the writing process. How far in advance do you guys know how these story arcs will go? In other words, at the end of season 2, are you already well aware of what's going to be happening in season 3?
Day 1 of season 3, we're in a deep panic. What have we done? What have we created here? We've definitely painted ourselves into a corner. No, honestly, we don't know where we're going, but at the end of season 2 for season 3, what we do know is that endings are hard. And if you find something you like, and even if it presents a challenge, like it did at the, starting season 3 with our main characters in a completely different, space, taking them out of, the namesake of the show, that's a challenge. But that's where the work begins, and you just start digging in and knowing that, you can solve it. And hopefully you'll come up with, exciting solutions along the way.
This is my dream. Yes. We really did it. Yes. We just made $50 million.
No.
What?
So let's just get right into it. Charlotte, Poppy and Ian's friendship is the heart of the show. That old married couple dynamic that they have. How does that change, if at all, now that they're, equal partners and they're constantly in each other's space, even more so than they used to be?
I think that it's a big change this season. I think in season 1, we really see Ian's the boss and Poppy is sort of scrambling for a little skerrick of power. Season 2, on the surface, maybe they're partners, but really they're still working on Ian's legacy. And then season 3, finally, it's Poppy's idea. It's Poppy's creative journey, and Ian is kind of along for the ride, which is not a dynamic that these two characters are used to. And it's one that they definitely have a lot of difficulty navigating. And that really begins right from the start. I think they want to make it work. As you say, it's like they're this old married couple. They got a lot of problems, but they're trying to make it healthy. And whether they are successful in that remains to be seen.
You really maintain an impressively high, an aura of high intensity throughout every episode, I gotta say. Is that a challenge for you as an actor? I mean, does it sometimes get a little tiring to be kind of like all the way up here all the time?
I want to know this.
What's up?
I think I'm a high energy person in general. Would you agree?
Yes.
I definitely, honestly, I think that one of the great things about the fact that we really have a very deliberate story that we're telling over the season. I don't think that we ever have anything that's like filler or unnecessary. Every moment in each character's journey, it's entertaining and it's funny, but it's also really important to where you're headed. And I really try to draw from that when I'm playing the character. We know kind of what's going to happen throughout the season. And so you come in each day knowing, okay, I'm headed towards this groundbreaking moment for this character. And that's kind of what helps to keep the energy going.
Mm-hmm.
And Imani, Dana is going to be working alongside Poppy and Ian, and I'm wondering how that will affect her sanity, I guess, maybe, because I feel like she's already at the breaking point by like episode 2.
Yes. Well, it's really tough when you're the only employee. There's no other distractions there. You can't just put it on someone else. Her attention is so on Poppy and Ian to, see their vision through, but also see her own vision through. And it's a lot of growing pains because she's making sacrifices and learning so much about herself and learning so much about how much she can take through it all. And just like Ian and Poppy, they're navigating their new relationship. Dana is navigating their relationship as well as her own relationship with the two of them.
And of course, the relationship between your character and Dana is, probably the most wholesome in the entire series. In what ways, if any, will it evolve this season?
Well, I think we're getting to spend more time with Dana and Rachel separately to see who they are as people outside of their relationship. And that's really fun. Dana and Ian have scenes together, which is a fun pairing. And Rachel is sort of looming around Mythic Quest, getting into trouble on her own. And so it's nice to get to explore them as individuals, but then, as you say, you still have that like wholesome relationship you can come back to.
Now, let's talk about our future.
Of course, it's already been renewed for season 4. Are you guys already sort of working on that, or are you taking a break from it for a little while?
Well, our bosses are so busy with their 70 other things that they're doing. So at the moment we're on a hiatus, but we're hopefully going to get back into the writer's room soon and start cooking up more stories.
And then for both of you, without spoiling again too much, is there a scene this season that is a standout for you that you could kind of tease for us?
Well, I always love a scene when ladies are at brunch.
The brunch episode's pretty great.
The brunch episode's really, really fun.
And there is some fun day drinking with our main gals.
And we see what it's like for these three women that would otherwise never be friends.
And
They try out a brunch. Brunch isn't really a good place for Joe.
it's so fun, especially in a season 3, to take our characters out of work every now and then, right? And see what those dynamics look like. There have been reports of repeated harassment from who? It's anonymous, David.
It's her.
That tracks.
Yeah, that tracks.
The fun thing about all these characters, whether they're all together or not, is that they all kind of love each other, but they also can't stand each other at the same time. And I guess that's what a lot of families are like. But I'm assuming the set, while you guys are shooting, is a lot more harmonious. What is like the typical day like, atmosphere-wise?
Yeah, totally. I mean, it is. The show is very much about that sort of found family. All these people really care about the thing that they're making. And then as a result, they end up caring about each other. And I think that that's kind of true about the set as well.
For sure.
Like we're all so excited to be there. And for instance, this season, Imani and I had not worked together very much. I mean, we're very close outside of work, but we didn't have many scenes with each other until this season. And then finally, season 3, we really get to go for it. And that was a lot of fun.
And behind the scenes, we're just spending a lot of time in each other's dressing rooms.
Yes.
Just eating lunch together,
Yes.
eating some cookies.
Having a walk around.
Yeah,
we had some good walks
we
this
did.
season. We went for some real hot girl walks this season.
MQ's doing well. I know you guys didn't think I could do it.
No, we literally haven't said your name in a year.
Oh.
Apple renewed the show for 2 seasons. I guess you kind of found that out at the same time. Does that make the job a little easier, knowing that you have that job security, but also time to maybe plan out something that goes on for 2 seasons?
I don't use the E word. Nothing is easy. I find no matter if they picked it up for 5 seasons. No, but it makes it different. Knowing that you have more story that you're definitely going to tell, it allows you to then say, you know what, let's get there later, because we can. Let's not cash in on that yet. Let's not go there yet. So it does give you ability to plan a little bit more in some respects. And it's certainly reassuring that Apple has, faith in us to that they want us to keep telling stories for another season. So it's definitely exciting. And it's fun to know that you're going to return to a set and a workplace that you enjoy, and what I get to do is be act and write, and it's very fulfilling.
When it comes to writing for David, your character, I wonder how protective you are of that character's stories and dialogue. I mean, since you play him, do you feel like you have more of a feel of how he'd react to things, or is it just such a group process?
I do. I mean, the reality is that you can say, especially since I help to break the stories and decide what we put in and what we don't put in, you can say, I've seen that, or no, I don't want to do that, and you don't get that luxury on all jobs. So I take that responsibility seriously, because joking aside from just pitching just for my character, no, you do feel ownership of no, I want to show this. And I think if you probably asked Ashley about Rachel, she would say the same thing, or Naomi about Carol, or Rob for Ian, that you might have a more personal investment in those characters and want to advocate for them more, and perhaps say no, let's challenge ourselves to, I want to do something different there. I don't want to be on set saying that line. I want to, so yeah, there's definitely those moments.
Every morning there's a halo. Pretty good. Every morning there's a halo.
And of course, you're a producer and star on It's Always Sunny as well, which is, of course, still going. And I wonder if that gets tricky, in dividing the time between the two. Do they ever butt up against one another, or is it pretty equally split so that you're not, thinking about both at the same time?
It's equally split. Yeah, it's schedule wise. We're only doing 10 episodes. So we're able to, especially with Sunny, we're very familiar with the characters, obviously, and we have our own process, and there's a system in place there. And as we get deeper into Mythic Quest, there's a system in place. We when you start a show, you don't know how to do it necessarily. You're just hacking through the thick, trying to figure out the path. But as you get deeper into a season, the paths are a little bit more clear.
Have you ever spent any time in the metaverse?
That's way above my pay grade, pal.
So Danny, let's just get started. Brad is now officially an ex-con, and he's back at Mythic Quest under somewhat unusual circumstances. Did prison change him for the better, or is he as devious as ever, maybe even more so?
Well, yeah, I think Brad Brad's learned some things. He's learned some things. I don't know if he's going to use those things for good or evil yet, but he's definitely learned some things. I think Brad has always kept me guessing as to what he's up to next and what he's thinking. But yeah, I think that's a fun game that we're playing in season 3. Is he reformed? And can you reform Brad? I don't know. I will say though that Brad is he is not settled, and he has ideas. So we'll see where that takes him.
I'm just the janitor.
I mean, he could always have a Darth Vader at the end of Return of the Jedi type moment. We don't know.
That's exactly it. I'm playing a long game. I do believe that there's a heart there somewhere, deep inside.
It's the size of a prune.
Oh, it's definitely shriveled. It's been dried out in the sun.
The Grinch's heart.
He's been hurt, but like we've seen glimpses of a Brad's humanity, which I love, is that he is very, very human. He's clearly been hurt. And now we have to see how he rises from the ashes.
I'm glad you're back. As janitor, I see a lot of things. But you have nothing to worry about. There's nothing like strange or nefarious going on. And even if there was, you'd never know it.
Sorry, wait, what?
I think Brad has a knack for the game. He can see through all the different games being played, the schemes, the hierarchy, and how everyone is sort of the role, I guess, defined by the role that they're playing within the office and the corporate structure. And Brad is he recognizes the game and all the different faces that people are showing. And he's like, yeah, no, none of that. Let's get through it. Let's get to the bottom line. Here's what you can do with this position. Here's what you could do here. Here's where the money is. Here's where the money is. And I think Brad is useful in that capacity.
Because otherwise it'd be like, why do they keep bringing him back?
Exactly. It's also like he's an easy call to make, when Carol's like, I gotta bring somebody in.
I'm a playful villain,
Playful villain, indeed.
Do you guys have any, I mean, you can't spoil too much, but do you guys have any favorite scenes from this season that you can kind of tease for us?
Well, I always love a scene when ladies are at brunch. And there is some fun day drinking with our main gals. And it is, again, it's not in the workplace, but, it's so fun, especially in a season 3, to take our characters out of work every now and then, right? And see what those dynamics look like. And so that was a fun one to me.
I would say I have two scenes I think are really joyful. My very first scene directing this season was with Naomi, and it was a 2-person scene that it will be burned in my mind forever because I was fortunate to work with writer actor Naomi in that scene. But I always love 2-person scenes, so that was really delightful, and we got to do some fun things. And then I have another scene with Jessie where Brad and Joe together I always find just entertaining because it's just chaotic and
crackling energy there.
Yeah, and it feels like we're doing some kind of mammoth play sometimes. It's very odd. There's very little eye contact, a lot of wordplay. That's fun for me.